Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy. Listen, this came across my desk randomly yesterday and I just had to check it out. It's called Isekai Koushoku Musou Roku. Using the wisdom and power of reincarnation in another world to just XXXX. Now, that just tells me that this individual MC is probably going to be having sex every time you look up. But it's not really that when I was getting into it. But it does start off crazy, like just from the get-go. Like the MC, I believe his name is Musou, or just Sal once you get into the story. Sal is busy fapping, like he's beating his meat, he's jerking, all that, like right from the get-go. It's wow, like the narration is just wow. He's jerking me and he said he went all out. And then he dies, he dies from beating his meat to his favorite actress in porn. So it's like, oh my God. And then he meets this curvaceous goddess, and the goddess is like, this is just rare for anyone to have this overexert themselves beating their meat and dying. And of course he's whining about it, saying he's a virgin and he wish he died on a futon, yada yada yada. And then he's just like, can I graduate from virginhood if you do it with me? And she's like, nah, we not doing that. You gotta wait a few hundred years to really satisfy me. So I like laughed at that because I'm like, she really got standards. But she really didn't have standards after a while when I looked, because as I was reading, she gave him a gift when reincarnating him to another world, which is not what he exactly wanted, but she said that for him to understand or find sex, she's gonna reincarnate him and take it from there. So she kisses this man's dick and sends him off, and I'm just like, you're a whore. And then he wakes up in some type of forest or something. It's raining, he's a baby, and of course he can't talk because he's a baby, but a woman approaches him, picks him up, and it's like, oh, so your name is Sal. And of course he can't talk, but it's like, they shouldn't have left you in this forest all alone. Okay, I'll take you and we can go back to the village. The next day, he wakes up, he actually sees his new mother. I mean, bam, like on the screen, huge boobs. I'm like, holy hell, this chick got some big tits, so I know it's gonna be etchy. And of course, she's like, feeding time, and she's like pulling that thing down. I'm like, shit, I wanna lick my screen based on what you got going on, girl, damn. And then he's just like, oh my God, this is like the life. Ooh, and he's like, my little boyhood down there is gonna start rising up and all that. And she's like, you suck it too hard. It was just a whole funny exchange between him and the mom. He brings him out to the village. The villagers see it, and this wild ass boar pops out of nowhere. And now I'm thinking it's going from etchy to like some supernatural shit going on. But the villagers end up taking it out, and he's like, this village is crazy. Like, there's creatures like this that exist, and these normal folks are taking them out. And that later gets revealed down the line that everyone has a job they have to do, even farmers. Sal notices the village that it's very open with his sex desires. Like, a lot of sex is going on, and he's like, I can't wait to get older. So 7 years later, he's 7 years old, he runs into his mom's ass. Like, that's the first thing we see when he's 7 years old. He runs into her ass, and she's like, oh my God. Like, he's always doing this. And like, this man takes a big whiff of that, like a big old whiff and sniff. And I'm like, this mom has a fat old ass. But he's such a pervert. And today's the day he actually gets his job title. So they go to the church. Everyone's like hyping him up, like having high expectations for him. Like, hey, if you be a lumberjack, you could be with me, train me, get you good, yada yada yada. So everyone's like trying to like get him on his team, like he's really something, but he really doesn't have the title yet. And the priest comes out and says, okay, I got the gift from God. This is your title, Rod Master. So everyone's confused at what a Rod Master is, but he understands from his previous life that this is probably the gift that the goddess was talking about, this Rod Master business. And he's like, does that mean I'm gonna like be making dildos and stuff? And so he's kind of embarrassed to really say it and just leaves it alone. And of course his mom's like, no matter what, he's gonna be good at what he does. And then the villagers are kind of like, yeah, you're gonna do great, doesn't matter what it is. So they have high expectations for him. Now, going from there, we meet the brother, so to speak. We meet the brother, name is Khalifa. Khalifa is a snobby knight. Khalifa's like, you're disgusting, you're trash. What are you doing? Like, you're always clinging to mom, so clingy. And don't think I didn't notice you sucking on her titties at night when no one was watching. Even though the mom was liking that shit, Khalifa was like, you're disgusting. But in the end, Khalifa really just wanted to be spoiled, and that was just that. So their relationship was kind of broken in the beginning. And then if we move on to where Khalifa brings Sal to the forest, Sal creates a pestle, which is like some type of rod type thing or something like that. I don't know what it is. Really, it just looks like a big old stick. And of course, Khalifa laughed at it and said, I'm gonna have a sword because I'm a knight, yada, yada, yada. But they go into the forest, and the pestle ends up saving them once they come across a bear. They come across this bear. Khalifa's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? But Anastasia just like turns around, look, and Sal's like, don't make a move, slowly retreat. And Khalifa just runs into him and they fall on the ground. Of course, this gets Sal horny. Well, I probably shouldn't even say, well, you know what, I can say that. Gets Sal horny. He's like, this is the only time you want to act cute and all this stuff. He's like, and Khalifa's like, I'm a guy, I'm a guy. You're not supposed to call me cute. And he's like, I'm gonna be like killed with a boy's ass on me. Like, this is what Sal was talking about. And then Khalifa's like, why is there something hard poking my ass? And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, this is just getting out of hand. And then the pestle extends and smacks the bear. And of course, Sal does a little battle with the bear, and the bear ends up bleeding. And that just ends that whole little battle, I guess you can say. And of course, Khalifa peed his pants. And so Sal removes him and just like, oh my God, I did that, but now you don't have a dick. So truth comes to light that Khalifa's actually a girl. And she's like, I couldn't be taken seriously if I was a girl, so I chose to side with the manliness and go from there. But Sal's like, you know what, you're gonna be the best knightess ever, so don't believe in what everyone else is saying. And so that kind of like helps her out a little bit, being more womanly now and showing that cute side of her and all that stuff. And then they're like vowing to each other that someone's gonna have the better go, whether it's his, but he's not gonna tell her what it is, because he's like, it's very explicit compared to her, where she wants to be like the greatest knightess ever. So just knowing that, they train for a while, and then it says a few years have passed, and then we go to the next page, they fucking each other. And I'm like, and this is what she looks like on the screen right here that you see. This is the cover of it. This is what she looks like in full. This is Khalifa. Khalifa's getting banged out, and it's like, you thought, like, you sounded so cool when you were talking about your whole goal and everything, but you're banging like her left and right cheek, and he's just like, oh my God, you're so fucking thick. Like, the whole exchange was just funny because he's fucking his sister. Come to find out, they're not blood related, of course, which we all knew because he was just an abandoned baby, but treated like a sibling because they were in the same household. But she's like, we need to go public our relationship because we're not blood related, and that'll keep a lot of sleazy people away from her anyway. And he's just like, no, I think mom won't like that. And, you know, mom ends up finding out later down the line in chapters, but I'll let you guys read into that and more. But that's pretty much what I wanted to get into for like just the first impressions and all that stuff. Like, there's so much more to this before you even get to chapter 11. And this is like chapters 1 and 2 that I'm talking about. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, drop a comment if you've been reading this yourself, or if you want to know more about it. I'll try to drop the link as much as I can, but maybe not on YouTube. I might drop the link on Twitter so you can get it from there, because there's been some spam reports and stuff happening on YouTube, so don't worry about that too much. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, follow your boy on socials, and I'll see you next time. Holla at your boy.